Hey there, true believers. Gear up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the exciting world of Marvel Rivals. This brand new game from NetEase Games and Marvel Games is a 6v6 hero shooter set in the epic Marvel universe. That's right, you get to pick your favorite Marvel superhero or villain and team up with 5 other players to battle it out in awesome showdowns. Now, this isn't your average game release. Buckle up, because we're talking about a closed alpha. Imagine it like a super secret sneak peek, just for a special group of players. It's a chance to be one of the first people to play the game, fight alongside your favorite heroes, and give the developers your feedback so they can make the game even more superpowered. So, when is this closed alpha happening? Mark your calendars, because it all starts on May 10th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and runs all the way until May 20th. That's 10 whole days to assemble your team and unleash your inner hero. Is it easy to join the closed alpha? Well, kind of. There was a sign-up period a little while back, but fear not, true believer. There's always a chance NetEase might open up sign-ups again. Keep an eye on the official Marvel Rivals website and social media channels for updates. But wait, there's more. There's a catch, like with most secret missions. The closed alpha is only available for players in the United States and Canada. So, if you live outside those areas, don't fret, this is just the first step. The developers have hinted at future tests that might be more global, so stay tuned. Alright, enough with the secret agent stuff. Tell me about the game. Now we're talking. Here's the gist. Marvel Rivals is a team-based shooter. That means you gotta work together with your teammates to outsmart and outshoot the other team. Think of it like Captain America leading the charge with his shield, while Iron Man rains down missiles from above and Black Widow takes down enemies with her super spy skills. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. Who can I play as? During the closed alpha, you'll have access to a whopping 19 playable characters. We're talking heavy hitters like Hulk and Iron Man, mystical masters like Doctor Strange, and cunning villains like Loki. There's even web-slinging fun with Spider-Man. Sounds awesome. Is it all sunshine and rainbows? Hold on there, Tiger. No game is perfect, and Marvel Rivals is no exception. Since it's a closed alpha, there might be some bugs and glitches here and there. These are like little villains hiding in the game, waiting to cause trouble. But that's why you're there, true believer. By playing the game and reporting any issues you find, you're helping the developers squash those bugs and make the game even better for everyone. So, what are you waiting for? If you're a Marvel fan itching for some superpowered action, then the Marvel Rivals Closed Alpha might be the perfect mission for you. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. The responsibility to assemble your team, dominate the battlefield, and help make Marvel Rivals the best hero shooter it can be. Pow! Right in the claw. Game modes. The closed alpha will feature a few different game modes to keep things fresh and exciting. Here's a quick rundown of what you can expect. Domination. This classic mode is all about capturing and holding key points on the map. Think of it like a tug of war with superpowers. The team with the most captured points at the end wins. Payload. Teamwork is key in this mode. One team has to escort a giant payload across the map to a designated point, while the other team tries to stop them with everything they've got. Think of Captain America leading the charge to defend the payload while Iron Man blasts enemies back. Team Deathmatch. It's a battle royale, hero style. 2 teams go head-to-head, and the last team standing wins. This is where you can truly test your combat skills and see who the ultimate hero, or villain, is. These are just a few of the game modes that might be available in the closed alpha. The developers haven't revealed everything yet, so there might be some surprises waiting for you. Maps for Mayhem, where the battles take place. A hero, or villain, is only as good as their battlefield. Marvel Rivals boasts a variety of stunning maps set in iconic locations from the Marvel Universe. Imagine battling it out in the ruins of Asgard, dodging missiles in the futuristic streets of New York City, or using your surroundings to your advantage in the dense jungles of Wakanda. Each map promises a unique tactical experience, so you'll need to adapt your strategies to conquer them all. The balancing act, positive and negative points. Now, let's be honest. No game is perfect, and Marvel Rivals is no exception. Here's a look at some of the good and the not-so-good things to keep in mind. The good. Variety is the spice of life. With 19 playable characters in the closed alpha, there's a hero, or villain, for everyone. Whether you like blowing things up with Iron Man or outsmarting your opponents with Loki's trickery, you'll find a character that suits your playstyle. Teamwork makes the dream work. This game is all about working together with your teammates. Strategize, coordinate your attacks, and use each other's strengths to overcome any obstacle. Remember, a united front is a powerful front. The power of Marvel. Let's face it, being a superhero is just plain cool. Marvel Rivals lets you live out your power fantasies by wielding incredible abilities and fighting alongside, or against, some of your favorite Marvel characters. The not-so-good closed alpha blues. Not everyone will get to join the closed alpha. Remember, it's a limited test, so some players might miss out on the initial fun. But fear not, there might be future tests open to everyone. Bug Squashing Bonanza. Since it's an early build, the game might have some bugs and glitches. Don't get discouraged, these are just minor hurdles the developers need to overcome to make the final game even better. Balance is key. With so many different characters and abilities, balancing the game can be tricky. Some heroes might seem overpowered at first, while others might feel a bit weak. That's why your feedback during the closed alpha is crucial. By reporting any balancing issues you find, you're helping the developers create a fair and exciting game for everyone. Now, it's time to get you prepped for launch day and share some tips and tricks to dominate the battlefield. Gearing up for glory. Launch day prep. So, you snagged a coveted spot in the closed alpha? High five. Here's what you need to do to get ready for launch day. Download the game. Make sure you download the game client well before the alpha starts. This will save you precious time on launch day and get you into the action faster. Brush up on your Marvel knowledge. Knowing the strengths and weaknesses of your favorite heroes and villains will give you a big advantage. Team up with friends. There's no I in team. Assemble your squad of friends and get ready to strategize and dominate together. Communication and teamwork are key to victory. Practice makes perfect. Even if you're a superhero newbie, spending some time in the practice range can help you get familiar with the controls and abilities of different characters. Dominating the battlefield. Tips and tricks. Alright, true believers, let's talk tactics. Here are some tips and tricks to help you rise above the competition. Master your hero. Each hero has a unique playstyle. Take some time to experiment and find a character that suits your strengths. Learn their abilities inside and out and practice using them effectively. Synergy is key. Not all heroes or villains are created equal. Some characters work well together, while others might clash. Figure out which heroes complement each other's strengths and weaknesses, and build a team composition that can overcome any obstacle. Communication is king. Talk to your teammates, discuss strategies, call out enemy positions, and coordinate your attacks. A well-communicated team is a force to be reckoned with. Utilize the environment. Don't just stand around and trade punches. Use the environment to your advantage. Take cover behind objects, use jump pads to reach high ground, and exploit destructible elements to surprise your enemies. Objectives first, kills second. Remember, it's not all about getting the most kills. Focus on completing the objective of the game mode. Whether it's capturing points, escorting the payload, or eliminating the opposing team. Kills only matter if they help you achieve victory. Burning questions answered. We know you might have some lingering questions about the closed alpha. Let's address a few of the most common ones. Can I stream the closed alpha? Absolutely. The developers encourage players to stream and create content about the game. Just make sure you follow the community guidelines. Will there be microtransactions? The developers haven't revealed any details about microtransactions yet. Focus on enjoying the gameplay during the closed alpha. What happens after the closed alpha? The closed alpha is just the beginning. The developers will use the feedback from players to improve the game before its official release. Stay tuned for future announcements. Assemble. The future of Marvel Rivals. The Marvel Rivals closed alpha is a chance to be a part of something special. It's your opportunity to shape the future of this exciting hero shooter. So, what are you waiting for? Gather your team, hone your skills, and get ready to unleash your inner hero or villain on the battlefield. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. the responsibility to dominate and have a blast while doing it. Hey there, gamers of all ages. Buckle up because we're about to dive deep into a world of tricky puzzles, strange characters, and maybe even a little soul-searching with a game called INDIKA. INDIKA, with a capital IN by the way, isn't your typical jump-and-shoot adventure. Launching on May 8th, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC, this is a story-driven game that will make you think as much as it makes you play. Now, you might be thinking in a video game? Sounds boring. But hold on to your controllers, because INDIKA throws in some twists and turns that might surprise you. Here's the gist. You play as a nun. Yes, a nun. Named, well, we don't actually know her name yet. Let's just call her Sister Awesome for now. Sister Awesome lives in a peaceful monastery, but things get a little hectic when she's forced to leave the safety of its walls. That's when the real adventure begins. But she's not alone on this wild ride. Buckle up, because she's got a rather unusual travel companion. The devil himself. That's right, you heard that correctly. The horned fellow with the pitchfork is tagging along. Now, we don't know exactly why yet, but the developers promise this unholy partnership will be a big part of the story. Will they become best buds? Will the devil tempt Sister Awesome to the dark side? Only time, and maybe a few clever puzzles will tell. Here's the thing about INDIKA. It's not afraid to ask big questions. The game explores themes of faith, authority, and even what it means to be good or bad. Now, we're not talking about super complicated stuff here, but INDIKA might make you think a little bit about the choices you make, even in the real world. But don't worry, it's not all deep thoughts and existential dread. The developers at Oddmeter, the folks who made INDIKA, promise a good dose of humor along the way. They describe the game as having a dark sense of humor, which sounds intriguing, right? Imagine Sister Awesome cracking wise while the devil does his best to cause trouble. It could be a laugh riot, or maybe a holy meltdown. So far, INDIKA sounds pretty interesting, wouldn't you say? But before you rush out and pre-order it with your allowance, with your parents' permission, of course, there are a few things to consider. We met Sister Awesome, our unconventional protagonist, and her fiery travel companion. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the gameplay itself. INDIKA is what we call a puzzle adventure game. That means you'll be exploring some pretty amazing environments, solving mind-bending puzzles, and uncovering the secrets of the story along the way. Here's the cool part. The puzzles won't just test your logic skills, they'll also tie into the narrative. Imagine this. You're trying to open a giant stone door in a spooky ancient temple. The solution to the puzzle might not just be pushing some buttons or lining things up. It could involve using objects you find throughout the game, or even having a conversation with your, hot-headed companion, the devil himself, remember? The developers are keeping most of the specific puzzles under wraps, but they've hinted that there'll be a mix of classic challenges and some brand new brain teasers. So, whether you're a puzzle pro or a complete newbie, INDIKA promises to keep you on your toes. Now, let's talk about the world of INDIKA. The trailers and screenshots we've seen so far show some truly stunning environments. We're talking lush jungles, grand ancient cities, and even some trippy otherworldly locations. Oddmeter is promising a visually unique experience, and from what we've seen so far, they're definitely delivering. But here's the thing. Pretty graphics don't always make a great game. What really matters is how the world feels to explore. Will you feel like you're truly part of Sister Awesome's journey? Will every corner hold a new secret to uncover? These are the questions we'll have to answer when the game finally launches on May 8th. Of course, no game is perfect, and INDIKA is no exception. One thing that has some gamers worried is the combat system. While the focus is definitely on puzzles and exploration, there are hints that you might have to fight some enemies along the way. The concern? We don't really know how the combat will work yet. Will it be simple button mashing, or will it require some skill and strategy? Some folks are worried that a clunky combat system could take away from the enjoyment of the puzzles and story. Another potential downside is the difficulty. Oddmeter says they're aiming for a challenge that's rewarding, not frustrating. But with some of the complex puzzles they've shown, there's a chance that INDIKA might be a bit too tough for younger gamers, or those who prefer a more relaxed experience. Here's the good news. Most of these are just concerns, not confirmed problems. We'll know for sure how INDIKA plays when it hits store shelves or downloads onto your PC in May. So, to recap, INDIKA looks like a fascinating adventure game with a unique story, stunning visuals, and mind-bending puzzles. But there are a few things to consider: the potential for clunky combat and a difficulty curve that might be too steep for some players. Still, if you're looking for a game that will challenge you and make you think, INDIKA is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Alright, puzzle masters and story seekers, we've reached the final leg of our INDIKA deep dive. It's time to weigh the pros and cons, analyze the hype, and deliver the ultimate verdict. Should you pre-order INDIKA or wait for the reviews? The verdict: a puzzling paradise with a few minor demons. Let's be honest, INDIKA isn't your average video game. It's a narrative-driven puzzle adventure that throws a nun, the devil, and some existential questions into a blender and hits puree. It's quirky, it's ambitious, and it has the potential to be truly special. The angelic aspects. First, let's celebrate the heavenly aspects of INDIKA. The world design looks breathtaking, with a variety of environments that promise to take you on a visual journey. From lush jungles to ancient ruins, the developers seem to be crafting a world that's both beautiful and mysterious. The puzzles themselves are the real stars of the show. They seem intricately tied to the story, meaning you won't just be pushing buttons, you'll be using your brain and the items you find along the way to unlock the secrets of INDIKA's world. Plus, the whole unholy partnership between Sister Awesome and the Devil adds a layer of intrigue that could lead to some hilarious and thought-provoking moments. The impish imperfections. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. There are a few potential demons lurking in the shadows. The combat system is a big question mark. Without knowing how it works, it's hard to say if it will be a satisfying challenge or a frustrating slog. Another concern is the difficulty. While some gamers crave a brain teaser, INDIKA might leave younger players or those seeking a casual experience feeling lost in the wilderness. The final amen. So, should you pre-order INDIKA or wait for the reviews? Here's the deal. If you're looking for a unique and thought-provoking adventure with stunning visuals and mind-bending puzzles, INDIKA has the potential to be a divine experience. But if clunky combat or a super steep difficulty curve scare you easier than a ghost story, then maybe waiting for the reviews is the wiser choice. Ultimately, the decision is yours. But hey, no matter what you choose, at least you can say you learned a little something about a game that's daring to be different. INDIKA launches on May 8th, 2024 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC. So, will you be joining Sister Awesome on her wild ride? Only time, and maybe a pre-order button will tell. Calling all space captains and armchair admirals. Have you ever dreamed of commanding a fleet of spaceships, leading them to victory amongst the twinkling stars? If so, then set your course for Karak, because Homeworld 3 is about to launch on May 13th, 2024. Gear up for an epic space adventure that combines nail-biting strategy with a deep and engaging story. Imagine this. You're in the captain's chair, overlooking a breathtaking view of space. Below you, a fleet of spaceships awaits your orders. These aren't just any spaceships, mind you. They're the pride and joy of your people, carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire civilization. Your mission? To guide them through a perilous journey, outsmart your enemies, and secure a new home for your people. That's the core of Homeworld 3, a real-time strategy game where you take command of a fleet and fight for survival. Now, some of you might be wondering, real-time strategy? What's that? Well, imagine playing with toy spaceships, but instead of using your hands, you use your brain and a computer mouse. You'll be giving orders to your fleet in real time, meaning things can get hectic, just like a real space battle. Homeworld 3 isn't new to the scene. It's actually the latest installment in a beloved series that's been around for years. The first Homeworld game came out way back in 1999 and quickly became a cult classic, praised for its stunning visuals, innovative gameplay, and immersive story. Homeworld 3 picks up where its predecessors left off, bringing back the things fans loved while adding new features and a fresh story. This time around, we return to Karuk, the ancestral homeworld of the Hygran people. That's you. After a long and arduous journey, The Hygarans are finally on the verge of reclaiming their lost homeland. But of course, space isn't exactly a peaceful place. A new enemy, the Karen Coalition, stands in their way. These ruthless spacefarers have their own designs on Karuk, and they won't hesitate to crush anyone who gets in their way. Now, we've talked a lot about the big picture, but what about the nitty-gritty of gameplay? Well, in Homeworld 3, you'll be controlling your fleet from a top-down perspective. Think of it like looking down on a giant space chessboard, with your spaceships as the pieces. You'll need to build your fleet, manage resources, and issue tactical commands to your ships during battles. Here's the cool part. Your spaceships aren't just flat sprites on a screen. They're 3D models that move with incredible detail. You can zoom in and admire the intricate designs of your frigates and carriers, or zoom out and get a full view of the epic space battles unfolding before you. It's truly a sight to behold. Even the most epic space adventure has its challenges, and Homeworld 3 is no exception. This type of game requires strategic thinking and quick reflexes. It can be tough to keep track of everything that's happening on screen, especially during intense battles. So, if you're looking for a casual, pick-up-and-play experience, Homeworld 3 might not be your cup of space tea. However, if you're up for the challenge and enjoy a good brain workout, then Homeworld 3 could be the perfect game for you. It's a rewarding experience that will test your skills and keep you coming back for more. Fresh from the shipyard, what's new in Homeworld 3? Homeworld 3 isn't just a rehash of old ideas. The developers at Blackbird Interactive have packed the game with new features that promise to take the series to a whole new level. Here are some of the highlights. A living world. Space in Homeworld 3 feels more alive than ever before. Asteroids drift realistically, nebulae shimmer with vibrant colors, and environmental hazards like solar flares can turn the tide of battle. You'll need to adapt your strategies on the fly to overcome these dynamic challenges. The hyperspace gates. Remember those epic cutscenes from the previous Homeworld games where your fleet jumped through hyperspace? Well, in Homeworld 3, you get to control those jumps yourself. Hyperspace gates act as strategic choke points on the map, offering opportunities for ambushes and daring maneuvers. Mastering hyperspace travel will be key to securing victory. Resource revamp. Gathering resources has always been a vital part of Homeworld, and Homeworld 3 throws in a new wrinkle. Resource asteroids can now be mined in multiple stages, allowing you to extract different materials as you deplete the asteroid. This adds a layer of complexity to resource management and opens up new strategic possibilities. Tech Up. Research and development play a bigger role in Homeworld 3. You'll unlock new technologies that can upgrade your ships, grant them special abilities, and give you a tactical edge over your enemies. Captains, assemble. Building and commanding your fleet. No space adventure is complete without a trusty fleet by your side. In Homeworld 3, you'll have access to a variety of ships, each with its own unique role on the battlefield. Here's a quick rundown. Frigates. These nimble workhorses form the backbone of your fleet. They're fast, maneuverable, and can deal a decent amount of damage. Destroyers. Heavier hitters than frigates, destroyers pack a serious punch. They're ideal for taking down enemy capital ships. Carriers. These massive ships act as mobile factories, churning out smaller fighter craft to bolster your fleet. Support ships. Don't underestimate the importance of support ships. They can repair your damaged vessels, provide shields, and even deploy devastating orbital strikes. But how do you control this armada of spaceships? Homeworld 3 uses a simple yet intuitive control scheme. You'll select groups of ships with your mouse and then issue commands. These commands can range from basic orders like attack or move to more complex maneuvers like flanking the enemy or setting up a defensive perimeter. A few words of caution. The learning curve. While the controls themselves are easy to grasp, mastering the art of fleet management in Homeworld 3 takes time and practice. There's a lot to juggle: resource gathering, ship positioning, tactical maneuvers, and keeping an eye on the ever-changing battlefield. It can be overwhelming at first, but don't despair. The game offers a helpful tutorial, and there are plenty of online resources to help you get up to speed. We've covered the strategic depth and exciting new features of Homeworld 3, but there's another side to this space opera that deserves attention: its presentation. Buckle up for a journey through the sights and sounds that await you in the vast expanse of space. Lights, camera, space action. Homeworld 3 is a visual marvel. The developers have pushed the graphical envelope to create a truly awe-inspiring space experience. From the meticulously detailed ship models to the breathtaking nebulae and asteroid fields, every scene is a postcard from the cosmos. The game also uses lighting effects to dramatic effect, creating epic battles that feel like something out of a sci-fi movie. Sounding the alarm. Aural delights. The audio design in Homeworld 3 is equally impressive. The booming sound of your carrier's engines, the laser fire ripping through space, and the tense orchestral soundtrack all work together to create an immersive atmosphere that will draw you into the heart of the action. Taking stock, the good, the not so good. Before you boldly go where no Hygaran captain has gone before, let's address some of the pros and cons to consider. Pros. Stunning visuals and immersive audio create a breathtaking space experience. Deep and engaging story campaign keeps you hooked. New features like hyperspace gates and multi-stage resource mining add strategic complexity. Wide variety of ships to command, each with its own unique role. Cons. Steep learning curve. The game can be challenging for newcomers to the genre. Real-time strategy gameplay can be demanding, requiring quick thinking and multitasking. Not a casual experience. Be prepared to invest time and effort to master the game. Setting course for Karuk. The final verdict. Homeworld 3 is a spacefaring adventure that promises to be both beautiful and challenging. If you're a fan of real-time strategy games and have a thirst for epic space battles, then this game is definitely worth checking out. However, if you're new to the genre or prefer a more relaxed gaming experience, you might want to tread carefully. Whether you're a seasoned space captain or a wide-eyed recruit, Homeworld 3 offers a rewarding experience that will test your skills and leave you breathless. So, set your course for Karuk, gather your fleet, and prepare to write your own chapter in the epic saga of the Hygaran people.